Good. So, team exercise, that's us. Four very fit guys. And of course I have to give credit to Erik, the coach as well. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey.
So, what did we do and how? We as office workers, we have shared challenges to keep our back very healthy. And some of us have to go to a physiotherapist if we didn't do that well enough. So we go to a physiotherapist and then they tell us you have to do this and this and this exercise, and then we go home and we're like, yeah, I'm really gonna do it every day at the right time. But in practice, what happens, we regularly forget about this exercise. We don't know exactly anymore how to do it, if it was like this or like this. And we are a bit unmotivated. We feel like it's a chore. We're like, I'll do it tomorrow, and then I'll tell the physiotherapist I did it every day. Yeah, but we feel that's not the best approach after all. Yeah. It might be short term, it might feel okay, but in the long run, it's just a waste of money and going to the physiotherapist. So we decided that we're going to provide a solution that we're going to sell to the physiotherapists and become rich with, which is the posture app. It's going to do three things for us. It's going to remind us every day or a few times per day. It's going to show us how we have to do the exercise with a video or an image. And it's going to motivate us in various ways. Mainly by giving the physiotherapist an insight into whether we actually did the exercises, so we cannot lie anymore. So how did we try to build this app? During the process of coming up with an idea about what to do, we also mentioned some techniques that we wanted to look into further, and two of them were rapid development and Kanban. So we divided the work into small tasks and put them on a Kanban board. And we also tried to use the rapid development approach to be a bit, have a bit fewer meetings and rules and process. So actually, in the end, that's what happened, because even though we started with the Kanban board, we put everything into tasks and started doing it and moving the tasks from left to right. But by yesterday, we found out that we hadn't looked at the Kanban board for a day. So the Kanban board still looks like this. So according to this, we're not done, but we have something to show you. In order to actually build the app, we found out pretty quickly that we needed to have a vision of what we actually want. Like, what does the user need? So since actually me and Joralf, we both, oh no, I'll get to that. So we both go to a physiotherapist at the moment. We went there both on Monday. So we got together with the whiteboard and we started drawing everything, like, okay, what screens do we need? Where do we need to see it? So the result of that was, can I go back?
Next place.
Yes. So the result of that was this one. And while we were drawing, we kept thinking of new things. Oh, this button needs to lead there, this button needs to lead there. So in the end, we got into 5, actually 6 screens. So now they all work smoothly together, and it was very interesting to do that. So as soon as we had this, we, the whole team, got together again, and we could have focus and know what we were working on, who had to do what. So that's the process. Okay. So the technologies we used, we first made, well, we set up the backend, and we set up the way to push. We used Symfony and PHP, of course. We used Docker, HTML with Twig, Tailwind. Joralf did some studying about Tailwind to make everything look very nice. and for the database we use SQLite. And then now it's time for a live demo by Patrick.
Which is also going to be a new experience because it's not my machine. Basically, we optimize the currently it's a site for mobile usage, because when you're doing exercise, you're not going to walk over to a desk computer, turn it on and say you've done something. So it's responsive, but we really optimized the interface for mobile usage. Basically, we got a few exercises already configured. We also can add, for example, a new exercise. I have to click properly and not zoom in. These are the workouts we all have set up. We can create a new one and we can call it WeCamp. Because I can't type on this keyboard. And
Sorry.
It's not your fault that Apple can't make keyboards.
True.
We went swimming for a bit here, so we're with swimming as an activity. I had some awesome YouTube videos and pictures to go along with this, but those are on the other machine, so the picture is not going to work. We're going to swim four times, because why not swim 4 times? And we can add a video, which I will skip for now. Basically, when you actually fill them out and do your work properly, you end up with an exercise page where you can see the description, your image that you upload for illustrative purpose, like to remind you how you have to do it, do the twist to the left instead of the right, that kind of stuff. Basically, and you can mark it as done. You see your repetitions. We've really been busy today, so we've completed all those three actions in this workout. We created a page for you, but also to take to your medical physiotherapist or other therapist to actually track those exercises and make you aware which one you did when, and if you skipped some, to track your progress. And the best feature, I have to say, if we finish this one, which image is also not working, if we finish this one, we are rewarded with a pretty GIF.
And finish an exercise without actually doing it.
We did them, just but for purpose, demo purpose, we did them later, and probably I can go back with this button and this to go back to no internet screen.
Interesting.
Neck.
The Wi-Fi is disconnected.
Don't blame the Wi-Fi. blame the net.
Cloud-based presentations.
It's fine.
At least it runs on
It's-
my machine as well,
Yeah,
then.
but
So
it worked for us.
It's fine. It's fine. So we can track our exercises. That's the goal we had with this app. We can give insights, have a great overview. Something we're not able to demo, but it's working. We have a text gateway. If you're lazy, you don't update your page, you can get a reminder, and you can have a fine life. So without back pains, it will all be great. Our personal takeaways. I personally came here with the idea to future develop my career, but not knowing how. I have to say I teamed up with Johan and the rest of the team. We partnered a lot, and it really gave me insight that I like the mentoring role, like to teach people, and I want to continue my career in that direction. So of course I keep programming, but I really want to do more of that stuff, and that's what I'm going to focus at Monday and the rest of the year. Cool. To improve my career.
Nice. Okay, next.
Okay.
So my personal takeaways have been, well, I don't normally work with a completely different team every couple of years. I've been with the same company for 3 years, and for most of that I've been working with the same people. So working with a completely different group of people has been a new experience for me, and it's just been great. Everyone's been lovely. We've really gelled together and gone along well. I don't think we have had any sort of disagreements or arguments at all, which is fantastic. So that's also thanks to our lovely coach Erik. So yeah, that's kind of my personal takeaway has been it's been really great to work with a new team and a new experience as well, and just learning and sharing and doing everything with this team, which has been fantastic. So yeah, that's my personal takeaway.
So I didn't came with much expectations in the soft skill department because I've been here a couple of times before. I was like, how hard can it be? You know, it's the same as last time, so I just do it and it works out. Turns out it's not like that, so it was actually pretty difficult the first day, especially with regards to who takes the leadership role in the group. I'm normally the one who tries to take that if it's up for grabs, but I also don't mind if someone else grabs it. But in our group there was no one who was really grabbing it, so I was constantly like moving forward and then like no, let's leave it to the group. So it was a difficult process for me. The most important thing that I learned there is what are you actually trying to achieve in the moment that you're going to say something. And I think that's the biggest takeaway, that whenever I am working in a group, first think of what you're trying to achieve and use the right words to achieve that, and maybe not try to voice your opinion too much so that the rest of the group can also show or tell what they think should be done. On the Tailwind CSS part, I think it was awesome because you import it and then you start with a clean shade. So there's no CSS attached to any HTML. Your H1 is just like any regular text. And I love it because when you use Bootstrap, everything is already pre-styled. And, so it's great. I would definitely advise it. And maybe one last thing is that I found out that I'm not in nature enough. And I should go outside more.
See, it's the concrete in your backyard.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And the last one for the personal takeaways. So as I told most of you, I'm not really a developer. So one of the things I learned, mainly with the help of Patrick, was to start developing, to know how to approach that. I was surprised that they actually used my code as the base, because I wrote some HTML from which we continued to use the Tailwind. So that felt pretty cool. And actually, while we were testing the software, I said, oh, that button doesn't work yet, we should do it differently. And then Patrick said to me, okay, go and fix it. and then I did, and it felt pretty cool. So yeah, that's like, I think I felt the joy of being a developer. So that was cool. So, and for the rest, I found out the importance of having some sketches, some vision, like what we drew on the whiteboard. That helped us really to focus and also to name things correctly. Because if you don't do that, you're going to have so many confusions. We found out at the beginning of the process, and then we quickly made sure we had the correct name for a workout and an exercise, because we kept mixing them up. Yeah, so those were my main takeaways, and I loved it. You guys are great. Thank you.